Hello everyone. In this particular video, I'm going to tell you about the section 5 of the business plan. The section 5 of the business plan is called as marketing analysis. So what is marketing? Marketing is the various activities through which after the goods are manufactured, they reach your end consumer. So when we talk about marketing analysis, we are essentially talking about 4 P's: product, place, price and promotion, right? So let's talk about each P one at a time. When we talk about the first P, the product, where in this particular category, you are going to understand more about your products and service. In other words, what is your product or products that you have, what are the various product categories that you have, or the various product lines that you have, right? And then what are the various features of your product? What are the salient features of your product, right? What is the unique selling proposition of your product, right? When we say unique selling proposition, it's that particular feature or features which differentiate your products from the competitors' products. So what are the unique selling proposition of your products? Right? If what kind of packaging are you using your product? So define your product in as much as detail as possible. Remember, when we talk about 4 P's, we also talk about 4 A's, together. So what is the A that goes with the first P? Product. It's acceptance, which means your product has to be acceptable to the target customer. Right? They should accept it. When they accept it, they will probably decide to buy it. Right? So the first P, product. The second P is place. Place means how will you distribute your product or services? How will you ensure that your product or service reach your end customer? So product is, say, manufactured at the factory, and the factory may be thousands of kilometers away from the customer. How will you bridge this gap? How will you ensure that your product reaches the end customer? How will you distribute it? Will you use your will you directly reach the customers, or will you use intermediaries in between? For instance, you will have wholesalers, retailers through which the products and services are going to reach the customers. Are you going through offline mode or online mode? Like for instance, you can sell it on Amazon, and through that your products and services could reach your customer. So how will you ensure that your products and services reach there? How will you distribute your products and services? And the A which goes with place is none other than accessibility, which means your products and services must be accessible to the customers. They must be able to easily access it. If they find difficulty in accessing it, they probably may not decide to buy it as well, right? So how will it be accessible to the customer? The third P is price. Right? How will you price your products and services? Before this, we have talked about pricing strategies. So you can select any of the pricing strategies. You can also look at your competitors' pricing strategies and decide whether you want to price it below your competitor, equal to your competitor, or more than your competitor. It depends upon how well your products and services are known, how well competitors' products and services are known, how unique your products and services. If you are very well known, if your products and services is very unique, you can probably decide to sell it at a higher price. If you are targeting higher income and premium income customers, you might want to sell it at a higher price. However, if your product and service is not so differentiated and you're selling it to more lower and middle income categories, you might decide to price it lower. So price is about affordability, right? It should be affordable to the customer. Affordability doesn't necessarily mean cheap. It only means that it should be affordable to the customers. Many products which are not priced so cheap, companies come out with financing schemes so that they can buy it on EMI, and hence it becomes affordable to the customers. So affordability only means that it should be affordable to the customers. It doesn't necessarily mean cheap. So the third P was price. And finally, the fourth P is promotion, right? Promotion is, how will you make customer aware about your products and services? How will they know about your products and services in the first place? So would you use advertising? Would you use publicity, right? Would you use sales promotion? Like for instance, you can give free samples of your products and services in malls, so people will come to know about your products and service. Or you can advertise, you can give an advertisement in the newspaper or in the television, in the print media or anywhere, so as to make the customers aware about your products and services. So these are the 4 P's that you need to handle in this particular section: product, place, price, and promotion. Right? Before I sign off, time for a trivia. You know Akio Morita? You probably know Sony better, right? Akio Morita is the founder of Sony, right? Do you know? So before he actually founded Sony, he actually came out with automated rice cooker, which was not a successful product, right? He sold probably about 100 units of that product, and customers became very angry when the rice started burning in those cookers, right? But that failure taught him a big lesson, and he learned from that, and he founded one of the world's biggest and most successful electronics company called Sony. Thank you very much. See you again.